LEGO Horizon Adventures is a fun LEGO game all in itself. It brings everything that you like about LEGO games and blends it with the great franchise that is Guerrilla's Horizon. But is combining those two juggernauts a match made in heaven? Let's find out as we get the Platinum Trophy for it. As a quote-unquote LEGO game, what Horizon does differently gameplay-wise is to be more deliberate. More deliberate in its combat system, with various weapons and styles for each characters, as well as incorporating the more intentional mechanics of combat from Horizon, where you are rewarded for hitting machines on their weak points, for example. More deliberate too on focusing more on the story and combat than the destructible or buildable environment. Yes, you can still destroy some of the environment for coins, but it's quite limited. Many cars and random objects are part of the landscape and can't be altered. You learn quickly what can and cannot be targeted though. The consequences of it mean you lose that LEGO feel of everything being malleable, but you also preserve the immersion and feel of the game. There's not much building either. You have here and there some structured restores for coin and some bridges to access some locations, but that's all. The building part, if you will, happens mainly in the main hub area, where you can use blueprints to erect some buildings and decoration. LEGO Horizon is also more linear. Each adventure follows a set path interrupted by battle arenas where you fight machines and NPCs. Only when you do a cauldron or a tall-neck path will you find enemies sprinkled on the way. You won't find many environmental puzzles either, only simple ones in the cauldron areas, and they are part of the main path. Exploration isn't the name of the game either. You can do a bit of it, but it's more for coins and that's it. No hidden collectibles, special brick to collect, or interesting thing to find, which is a bit of a letdown for me, but makes the game more approachable for a younger audience, I guess. The game also offers 5 difficulty levels, which is great to reach a broader audience, making it easier to get through if you're playing with kids, but also offers a good challenge if you're more skilled or playing with mates. You can easily play the game solo too, but feel it's more targeted for co-op mode, especially at higher difficulties and late game when every machine and cultist in an arena targets you all at once. Gameplay-wise, you get the drill pretty quickly. It's simple enough and maybe too simple in the late game, when nothing new is really brought up, no new mechanics. You get more limited use weapon and gadget, but at one point you've seen them all and it's just more of the same. The good thing is that the game is short enough that it doesn't become overwhelmingly boring and repetitive if you just complete the story, that is. Where LEGO Horizon shines is in its combat system, where the 4 playable characters have a different style and are more suitable for certain bosses, offering some variety there. There's also a good enough amount of variety in weapon spurts and environmental effects to make the combat more strategic. You'll also have to learn each machine's patterns and weak points, and how to tackle them, which can be easy on one-on-one combat, but can become challenging in an arena with a variety of them coming at you. It keeps it fun and challenging, which is great. How it all works after the prologue is within the main hub area, the Nora, or village. There you can visit shops and rebuild the village itself by adding decorations and buildings. From there you will unlock 4 areas, the forest, snowy mountain, jungle, and desert, as the story progresses that you can visit to complete adventures and later on to challenge Apex machines and complete the area. You also get a community board that gives you challenges to complete as you progress the game. Nothing too hard, no game changing here, and not even necessary to complete the game, but just something to keep an eye out for while playing if you want to add some flavor to your playthrough. Aesthetically, it's where the game dominates. Everything there is well crafted and beautiful. The environments, the machines, the characters, everything is top tier. They did an excellent job translating the Horizon worlds to LEGOs. It's impressive. The machines in particular are just wow. I already have the tall-neck that came out a while ago, but I just can't wait to get my hands on the other machines now. The environments are also on point. Recreating Horizon worlds with LEGO isn't an easy task. Not only for the objects in themselves, but also to recreate the feel of that world. It's perfection. Story-wise, the game stands by itself, meaning you don't need prior knowledge of the Horizon lore. It is, as many other LEGO games, a retelling of the Horizon story, but LEGOified. And it works. Each character have their own personality, well translated into LEGO without being too outrageous. It's all in good fun and humor, well thought of. They know what they are doing, and they're doing it well. The story is also pretty short, but the way the game is built, it seems primed to a DLC with new unlocked area to come along. And I feel it's needed at this point, because at the moment the game feels a bit pricey for what you get in terms of main story and stuff you have to do. Everything is well made, but not enough to justify the full price in my book. So if a free DLC comes out covering the event for Forbidden West, for example, with the new characters and mechanics, it would make the game more complete and more worth it in my book. At the moment, as much as I want to recommend the game, I can't really justify it at that price point. So once you see it on sale, it will definitely be a good pickup to play with the family. The Platinum experience is a great one for the most part, made way better if you play in co-op, more than solo for some of the grindy part. Comparatively to other LEGO games, this Horizon trophy list is pretty tame, and less grindy in the collectible department. Everything can be bought with the coins you collect, and they are plentiful, so not really grand here. And the Platinum doesn't force you to 100% the game. For example, at release there are 100 gold bricks that can be acquired by completing adventures or community jobs, but only 60 are required for a trophy, giving you space to play the game as you want and not having to do everything. The only bad or grindy trophy to get while playing solo will have you level up all 4 characters to level 20, which is a pain. Because once you complete the main story and even the side content, if you played with Aloy only, you won't even be to max level at that point. So leveling the 3 other requires you to play some adventures over and over again, which is so time consuming and boring after a while, especially when you completed all the community jobs that could add a bit of challenge or interest to those adventures. So the Platinum experience was great until that point for me, as the rest of the trophy are well balanced and fun to go and get along playing the main story. There are no missable trophies per se, so you can go blindly in your playthrough and just enjoy the game and do some cleanup at the end, which is great. So let's have a go at it, shall we? Story-wise, the people of Horizon live alongside the big machines without really knowing where they come from. It's a post-apocalyptic world and the people have gone back to a simplest lifestyle. Aloy was adopted by Rust, but we don't know where she comes from, and it's the burning question she, herself, wants to answer. So we start the game with Rust and Aloy making their way to Mother's Heart, and that's where we learn the mechanics of the game. We also get our focus, an all-world technology highlighting weak points on enemies while scanning the environment. The game is putting us to our pace, and we continue on our journey. On our way to Mother's Heart, we come across some villagers being kidnapped by what we deem are bad people. We go to help, of course, but just before that, we pop the trophy too early to celebrate for completing the prologue. Arriving at Mother's Heart, it's quite empty and in brambles, due to the cultist rampage and kidnapping. And our first mission will be to save Tirsa and the rest of the villagers, as well as finding Val, a warrior that went on a rescue mission before us, but might have been lost. It's at that point in the game that the co-op option also becomes available, if you want to play with a friend or a sibling. We rescue our first group of villagers and meet Teb, the village teller. He will hook us up with new trades as we progress the game. For some points, of course. Some of them will be needed for some community board challenges, and are unlocked in various ways for completing missions or tasks. We also get our first gold brick for completing the first chapter of this region. We can see that we have 6 gold bricks to collect here, and 3 mystery missions within those. Oh, and we get a sticker too. Back in the village, we help Teb rebuild his shop and is now open for business. Aloy also heard about a giant creature in the wild, and you know what we have to do? Go and have a look at it. Turns out, it's a tallnet, a giraffe-like machine that just walks around and scans the area. They also have gold bricks on their head, which are needed to rebuild Mother's Heart, so we need to climb to the top of them to get it. And with that, we get our second gold brick of the region and our first tallnet that comes with a sticker for being its own mystery mission of the region. We also unlock the Mother Tree, where we can buy some upgrades with coins, which is really handy and costly too. We receive a message from Helis on our fortress. He is the cult leader and worships the sun. He doesn't want to give up the villagers, so we have to continue our search. We rescue another bunch of them and get another gold bridge. Back at the village, Trust, that we just rescued, shows us how to upgrade buildings and plots with cosmetics we can buy. Some of them are interactive and needed to complete some of the community board jobs. On the next rescue mission, we finally free Val that got captured while he was trying to free other villagers. We did our 4th gold brick and are on our way to save Tirsa. But turns out it's a trap from Ellis. He captures us and tries to end us, but fortunately Ross comes to the rescue, sacrificing himself in the process. Val is our new mate. We give him a focus and unload the community board, where we can do jobs for some gold bricks. The more gold bricks you get, the more job you unlock, as well as more plot of land to build on. And continuing on our rescue mission, we encounter our first cauldron. Cauldrons are machine factories of sort that involve a bit more platforming and some kind of a final boss. Finishing it, we get ourselves the 5th gold brick of the region, as well as the cauldron seeker associated with it. The last mission in the forest has us go search for Tirsa, but Ellis is onto us and sends a new mean machine against us, the Corruptor. Once defeated, we free the last prisoner and get the trophy out of the woods. We also asked Tirsa about her mother, but not before collecting the last gold brick, of course. We then discover an hologram message from Elizabeth, and she clues us in on what's happening, and says there's a weapon that we can build to get rid of the sun monster and its cultists. And of course, we're the only one that can do it. The chosen one. So we need to find the 3 pieces of that weapon disguised as metal flowers, and the first one is in the new region unlocked, the mountains. And that's when we start chapter 2. To locate the metal flower in this chapter, we will go on multiple missions to track a machine that stole it away. And to help us, we get a message from a friend, Silence, that tells us we'll need to build signal towers on higher ground to pinpoint the location of the Thunder Jar, 3 in total. So we get to work, and during our adventures, we also learn that the evil sun plans to wipe out the Earth with the help of machines that it will corrupt. We also find a new friend along the way, Aaron, that will help us on our quest. Once we build the 3 towers, we locate the Thunder Jar in a cavern and head out to find it. The cavern turns out to be a cauldron, and the Thunder Jar the final boss of the region. That we defeat, of course, for the Climb Every Mountain trophy. And we get our first metal flower for doing so. Back to the village, we plot the flower to the mother tree, and Elizabeth sends us to find the second one in the 3rd region of the map, the jungle, which will start chapter 3. Entering the jungle, it's filled with corruption, and a huge wall is in the way. So to destroy it, we need to build a sawtooth from parts we gather on various missions around the region. We'll have to find 4 different parts to rebuild it, so we went to work. Once we got them all, we pieced them together, and it kind of did the trick. We got ourselves a sawtooth of some sort, and it actually opened the gate too, by destroying it. We enter the arena and come face to face with a corrupted sawtooth to destroy, for the trophy Farewell to the Jungle. And once done, we collect the second metal flower before returning to the village. Elizabeth now tells us the 3rd flower is in the desert region and sends us on our way for chapter 4. Entering the desert, we find out that Ellis has the last metal flower and uses it as a hat. So we set up a trap to mess up his plans, draw him out of hiding, so we can get the flower. We found out about machines spreading corruption that Ellis put all around the area, and we set up to destroy them all to piss him off. After we manage to take down enough of them, Ellis is lured out of hiding to confront us, and Val becomes a hero by defeating him and retrieving the metal flower. And after the cutscene, we get this chapter's story trophy, Dune and Dusted. With the 3 of them in our pockets, we can now make the ultimate weapon and destroy the evil shadow destroying our world. He is hiding in a tower called the Spire, that if under his control could corrupt everything. So we do stop him before that happens, but in the jungle. The enemies are tougher and all corrupted. It has a last stand feel to it. But we prevail and come face to face with the buried shadow and the ultimate boss fight, with the Deathbringer machine he controlled. The fight throws everything at you, and patience is key here, as you need to wait for the opportunity to break his 4-legged shield before being able to land some damaging attacks. And after neutralizing him, you will be able to collect a gold brick and a trophy, like my Spire. After being defeated, he flees to the Spire and it's time for us to use our ultimate weapon. We send our huge-ass arrow right on target and destroy the Great Evil, the Spider, and the Corruption, freeing every machine in the process. We talk to Elizabeth one last time and learn where we come from after all. And then we throw a big party to celebrate our victory. The story done, it's time to clean up the rest of the trophies. Some will pop along the way and many can be acquired during your playthrough. But others just become available as you progress the story. So let's have a look at them. There's quite a bit of unmissable trophies that you will get while completing the main story and further completing each region. For example, early on, you will get the Flathead trophy for completing your first tall net. And by completing the 3 tall nets in game, you will pop the Walking with Giants trophy. Similarly, you will get the trophy Factory Setting for completing your first cauldron. And the trophy Toil and Trouble will pop when you complete the 3rd and final cauldron. There are 5 playable characters in Horizon, and 3 that you will unlock as the story progresses. The first one will be Val, relatively early on, and get the trophy Almost a Warrior for it. As you complete more missions and unlock new regions, Tessa will become available as well, and Aaron, and you will get the Together at Last for unlocking all playable characters. Each time you start a new mission, you will have multiple opportunities to try new weapons and gadgets from upgrade purchase from the Sacred Tree, random drop, or from chests. And you will have the opportunity to try them all. Some are character specific, but there's no impossible drop rate, so those trophies should be easy to get. The first one, a rare treat, will pop for discovering all rare weapons. And all the toys will appear for discovering all the gadgets. As you progress the story, you will gain more XP and money to level up and buy upgrades or improve your skills. At the Sacred Tree, you can buy upgrades with coins to get more XP for combat or becoming more effective at it. And you will only need to get 10 of them to get the trophy Top Grade. Each character has a max level of 20, which is easy enough to get for one character if you complete the story and side content. But even then, you will have to replay adventures. But doing so with one character will unlock the Superhero Trophy. You still need to do it for the other 3 characters. Fortunately, they come at higher levels when they join your team. Unfortunately, it will still be a grind as there won't be enough new content to get them all to level 20. So you'll be stuck replaying the same adventures over and over again to get all that XP. And once you leveled up the whole crew to 20, you will pop the Super Team Trophy. In terms of collectible, there are quite a few trophies associated with them. Nothing too strenuous though, as you mostly need to get some of them and not all of them. The first one is the Gold Brick, that you acquire by completing missions or community jobs. There are roughly 100 for grabs, and getting your first one will pop the trophy There's Gold in them bricks, and you will only need to get 60 of them for the trophy Yellow Brick Road. Apart from the missions, the best way to get those gold bricks is by keeping an eye on the community job and completing some as you go. Some are easier than others, requiring you to interact with the yard building or wearing a specific outfit. And others are more challenging, asking you to use certain weapons or attacks a various amount of times. There are roughly 40 jobs to complete, total. And the more you advance in your playthrough, the more you will unlock. I suggest to start them early to make it easier later on and allowing you to unlock more stuff quicker. And by completing 20 jobs, you will pop the trophy Community Service. Apart from upgrading your skill, there are plenty of cosmetics to buy with your coins. Early on, I would suggest to be more picky and spend it on those required for community jobs and to make it more efficient. And focus on the next 3 trophies later on when you'll have way more coins on hand. By acquiring 75 outfits total, you will pop the Gonna Need a Bigger Wardrobe trophy. Master Builder will pop once you acquire 20 different roof customization or yard improvements. And by purchasing 75 different decorations, you will get the Just for Show trophy. And finally, once you got them all, you will see the Platinum, every last one, show up. All in all, LEGO Horizon Adventures is a nice and fun little game. Maybe too little for the price tag, but primed for multiple DLC to be added. Starting the 4th region, the formula becomes a bit repetitive, especially if you're playing solo and stick with one character to level it up. So if you're not chasing the platinum, changing between the playable characters is a good idea to keep it more interesting. The game is stunning, the dialogue and story is fun, and overall it's a good game to play through. The platinum is also well balanced until you go to the leveling up every characters. Then it becomes a grind that tarnishes a bit the experience of the whole game, as you just repeat the adventures over and over again, just to get more XP. Do I recommend it? Yes, but maybe wait for a price drop so it becomes more worth it. At the end of the day, it's a good experience, especially if you have a younger player or a partner to play with, as it's more fun in multiplayer. But even solo, the dialogue and strategy keeps it interesting enough, and putting it at a harder difficulty makes the experience more enjoyable for seasoned players. Thanks everyone for tuning in once again, and I'll see you in another Platinum video. See ya!